Respawn, Episode 1, Death by Snack Machine. Stan Steely was not a remarkable man. He was 32 years old. He worked at Pinnacle Solutions Incorporated, a company whose actual function remained a mystery to every single person employed there, including Stan. His cubicle was beige. His coffee was lukewarm. His greatest achievement that week was fixing the paper jam in the third-floor printer, a feat that earned him a single nod from a co-worker whose name he did not know. It was a Tuesday, and Tuesdays, as a general rule, are when the universe gets bored. At exactly 4:17 p.m., Stan approached the vending machine in the break room on the second floor. He wanted pretzels, specifically the small bag of salted pretzels in slot B4. This would be the last decision Stan Steely ever made.
Of course it's stuck.
The bag dangled from the coil, mocking him with the casual cruelty that only inanimate objects can achieve.
I just wanted pretzels, not the chips, not the weird granola thing nobody buys. Pretzels, slot B4. Is that too much to ask from the universe?
Stan did what any reasonable person would do. He rocked the machine. Gently at first. Then with the quiet desperation of a man who had already spent 75 cents. The vending machine, it turned out, had not been bolted to the wall, a fact that the maintenance department had been meaning to address for 6 years. And just like that, Stan Steely was killed by a snack machine. The pretzels, for what it's worth, did fall. They landed right next to him. Now, in most stories, this is where a bright light appears, maybe pearly gates, maybe a deep voice saying something profound about the meaning of life. Stan got a loading screen.
What? Why am I looking at a progress bar?
The darkness around Stan flickered, and a blue translucent box materialized in front of his face. It read,
"Welcome to Arathis, Stan Steely. You have died. Cause of death, vending machine." That's a new one. Congratulations, I suppose.
I'm sorry, what?
You have been selected for reincarnation in the world of Arathis. This is not optional. Terms and conditions apply. No one has ever read them.
I didn't agree to.
Generating character profile, so please hold. Profile complete. Displaying stats.
Another blue box appeared. Stan stared at it with the expression of a man reading his own autopsy report.
Stan Steely. Level 1. Race. Human, parenthetical, otherworlder. Class. Undetermined. Processing. Still processing. Look, it's complicated. Strength. 4. Agility. 5. Intelligence. 7. Charisma. 3. Luck. 2.
My luck is 2.
Your luck is 2.
Out of what?
100.
Yeah, that tracks.
The darkness evaporated. Suddenly, Stan was lying on his back in the softest grass he had ever felt, staring up at a sky so aggressively blue it looked like a desktop wallpaper. Butterflies drifted past. A gentle breeze carried the scent of wildflowers. Somewhere, a bird was singing a melody that sounded suspiciously like a tutorial jingle. Stan sat up. He was in a meadow, a beautiful sunlit meadow with rolling hills and a single wooden sign planted in the ground nearby. It read,
"Welcome to Arathis. You died. Smiley face."
There's a smiley face. They put a smiley face on the death welcome sign.
Next to the sign sat a wooden chest with a glowing golden outline. The word tutorial floated above it in shimmering letters.
Fine. Sure. I'll open the glowing chest in the magic meadow. This is my life now. This is my afterlife now. Whatever.
Stan lifted the lid. Inside, resting on a velvet cushion like a precious artifact, was a wooden spoon.
A spoon.
Congratulations. You have received your starter weapon. Wooden spoon. Rarity. Common. Attack. 1. Description. A utensil. You got a utensil.
This is a cooking implement. You gave me a cooking implement as a weapon.
The system assigns starter weapons based on available inventory. Budget cuts.
The afterlife has budget cuts?
You'd be surprised.
That's when Stan heard it. A rustling in the bushes at the edge of the meadow. Fast, chaotic, getting closer. Something was crashing through the underbrush with the grace of a shopping cart going downhill.
Hello, soft skull.
A small green creature burst from the foliage like a cannonball made of enthusiasm. It was roughly 3 feet tall, covered in scratches and what appeared to be soot, wearing a vest made of mismatched leather scraps, and grinning with more teeth than seemed structurally possible. Its eyes were enormous, yellow, and vibrating with an energy that could only be described as unregulated.
What? Who?
Tark. Tark is Tark. And you are new. Tark can tell because you have the face. The confused face. The where am I and why is everything shiny face. Tark loves that face.
Okay, you're a goblin?
Feral utility. Goblin. Says so right on Tark's stat screen. The system meant it as an insult, but Tark thinks it sounds very official and important.
It does not sound official and important.
So, you are Otherworlder, yes? Fell from the sky, got the wooden chest, got the spoon?
I got the spoon.
Oh, Tark is so sorry.
Thank you. That's the most genuine condolence I've received about any of this.
But this is fine. Tark has survived with less. One time, Tark fought a dire wolf with nothing but a rock and aggressive optimism. Tark lost, but Tark survived, and that is basically winning.
That is not basically winning.
You know, soft skull, Tark once heard wise goblin elders say, "The spoon that stirs the pot also stirs the soul."
That's surprisingly profound.
Tark made it up just now. Also that elder got eaten by a bear. Anyway, you need guide, yes? Someone who knows Erathis, someone with skills and cunning and a very good nose for treasure.
And that someone is you?
Tark is level 3. Tark has the junk alchemy skill. Tark can make things explode. From garbage.
That is both impressive and concerning.
Also, Tark can tell. You are going to be great, hero. Tark feels it in Tark's bones, in Tark's teeth. You have the look.
I have the look of a man holding a spoon.
Yes, the spoon of destiny.
It literally says common rarity on it.
Every legend starts somewhere boring, soft skull. And you are extremely boring, which means your legend is going to be amazing.
I can't tell if that was an insult or a compliment.
Yes!
Quest available. Reach Brick Hollow, the nearest settlement. Reward, not dying in the wilderness. Recommended level, 1. Your level, 1. How convenient.
The system is being sarcastic. The magical god system that controls reality is being sarcastic at me.
Oh, system is always like that. Last week it told Tark his life choices were, quote, statistically impressive in their consistent failure. Tark screenshot it.
Stan looked at the goblin. The goblin grinned back with the intensity of 100 suns compressed into a 3-foot frame. Stan looked at his wooden spoon. He looked at the impossibly blue sky and the meadow, and the sign that cheerfully reminded him he was dead. He was level 1. His luck was 2 out of 100. His weapon was a spoon. His only ally was a goblin who considered explosion-based garbage alchemy a marketable skill. And somewhere out there was a town full of NPCs who probably wouldn't be helpful.
All right, Tark. Which way to Brick Hollow?
Oh. Tark knows this one. It is a direction.
You don't know which direction.
Tark knows it is one of the directions. That narrows it down to 4, maybe 6. How many directions are there?
This is going to go great.
That's the spirit. Tark knew you were a hero. Onward, spoon warrior, to glory, or at least to not dying.
And so, Stan Steely, former office drone, current level 1 spoon wielder, began walking in what Tark insisted was probably northish toward a town he'd never heard of, in a world that ran on rules it barely followed, alongside a goblin who had just tried to eat a butterfly mid-sentence. It was, by every possible metric, a terrible start. But then again, so was dying to a vending machine.
Episode 1 complete. Experience gained, negligible. Dignity lost, significant. Tune in next time for more questionable